Angry guy here, and AI will make men rich and women poor as passport bros leave. AI will make men rich and women poor as passport bros leave. Guys, I want to share this message with you very quickly before we go forward. More and more men are realizing that they do not owe any woman a better quality of life than women can provide for herself. You got this, girl. And this message came from Shamir McLeish. And it's guys are waking up. The simple is beginning to dwindle down, and eventually it's going to really hit a rock bottom where you're just going to have the same guys like Destiny just going around in droves like, "Hey, how you doing? How you doing, sis?" You know? I mean, this is where we're headed right now. Many of you don't seem to understand just how serious this AI thing actually is. Let me show you this real quickly because I want you guys to get an idea, further idea of where AI is going and the threat that AI actually has when it comes to women. First off, let's talk about what the benefits that it has for men because it's going to make a lot of men very, very wealthy. Okay, what they're saying is that AI is actually going to be is actually the new modern day gold rush. The AI gold rush could spark a rally 15%. Okay, can spark a rally. It could spark a 15% rally in tech stocks through the rest of the year as firms shell out $800 billion in the arm race. So firms are shelling out almost $1 trillion in the AI arms race. 1 trillion. Okay, and men are jumping into AI, rushing rapidly. So this could make men very, very rich because the men who are primarily working in people primarily working in this field, coding and creating and taking advantage of this, the way that men have taken advantage of crypto are the way people have taken advantage of crypto are men. Okay, so this is a gold rush. This is a massive gold rush. $800 billion just in this year alone, and this is happening with private firms. 800 billion. This is not a game. This is only going to accelerate and grow larger in the coming years. Now, so this is going to make a lot of guys rich. This is going to make a ton of men rich. Now, where this really affects women, however, is here, because while men are in many ways insulated from this, women, on the other hand, are not. If you look here, nearly 80% of jobs, 80% of women's jobs could be disrupted by automation, by AI. Nearly 80% of women's jobs could be disrupted, automated by AI. So 80%. This is we're talking about jobs done in, especially even in the medical field. 80%. All right. We're talking about doctors. So this could eliminate jobs done by doctors and nurses. They can eliminate tons of those jobs. It could eliminate tech jobs that are done in the hospital. So a lot of these jobs can be literally wiped out, absolutely wiped out. All right. And the thing with men is that men will just adopt. Men will simply adopt. So there are blue collar jobs. Electricians aren't going anywhere. Okay. Guys who work on infrastructure aren't going anywhere. Machines are not going to replace those jobs. Okay? Carpenters aren't going anywhere. Welders aren't going anywhere. These jobs are going to be there for a very long time. As machines enter the workforce and enter these fields, they're only going to complement the worker. They're not going to replace the worker. This is the thing that people have to understand. Okay? It's still going to cost a ton to put up a building, to put up a skyscraper. The only thing, the people who are doing the jobs, the men doing the jobs, if they put it up in record time, they're going to demand record pay. You think I'm being serious? Okay, I'm being serious. If they put it up in record time, they're going to demand record pay. It's as simple as that. So men are going to become richer and richer, and the jobs that women do are going to be eliminated rapidly. 80% of the jobs done by women are going to be disrupted by AI. 80%. That's I mean that's almost all of them. Almost every job done by women today are going to be interrupted by AI, disrupted by AI, replaceable by AI. All right, companies are spending 800 billion this year alone to automate to begin using artificial intelligence and to integrate it into their workforces. This is in 2023. We just got access to Chat GPT, and they're already spending 800 billion, almost $1 trillion. What do you think is going to look like 2 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now? There's gonna be billion, there's gonna be trillions in spending. They're already spending almost 1 trillion. All right, there's gonna be trillions in yearly spending on AI going forward. Trillions. And who's gonna be making that money? Men. And who are going to be and who are what group are going to be losing the jobs? Women. This is why women are rushing for soft girl lives, because the femme movement has taken it as far as it can go. All right, this is it. They've basically they've hit the ceiling. There's nowhere else to go. That's why they're now going with the whole soft girl thing. But keep in mind, they still don't cook, they still don't clean, they're still not doing the things that traditional women do. But they want traditional men, and they want men who are going to provide everything for them. They're basically looking for servants. All right? Servants that go above and beyond. Because you can't have your butler come in, you get a flat tire. You're like, okay, here, I want my butler to come and change my tire for me and also take my. I mean, like, this is some insane level stuff. And they believe that this is what they deserve. And when you watch these videos, like all these women are like, "This is hello, ladies. So today we're gonna be telling you how to live your best soft girl life and start your soft girl era." And listen, and they're literally telling women now to avoid any other women that exude masculine energy, because they want to get away from that masculine energy and they want to be feminine. They want to be rescued by a man. They want to be a princess. They want to be taken care of. Bro, what kind of no, you are a strong, empowered woman. You go, girl. You go, girl. You've got to be kidding me. Like, we literally had decades of women doing this. Okay? We had decades of women being strong and empowered. And literally, this was really taking off with Ally McBeal. Many of y'all will remember Ally McBeal. All right, so now y'all could go be Ally McBeal. Keep doing your Ally McBeal. Keep doing your Ally McBeal. And like I said, let's look back at this comment. As he said, more and more men are realizing that they do not owe any woman a better life, a better quality of life than that woman can provide for herself. You got this, girl. That's right. You got this, girl. You got this. It's not a game. And you know what the funny thing is? Sometimes I give you guys facts. Sometimes I spit out facts for you guys, and I'm like, guys, these women aren't making the kind of money that y'all think. Like, they're not making they're making this crazy amount of money. Men are still out earning them, and they're out earning them significantly. And a lot of people don't realize it. A lot of guys don't realize by just how much men actually out earn women today. And it's a significant amount of money. It's an absolutely significant amount of money. The difference is so huge. The difference is absolutely huge when it comes to men and women and the earnings. And unfortunately, a lot of women, they take it for granted. They absolutely take it for granted. They take what men contribute for granted. They make fun of it. And then the irony is that now they're rushing. They're rushing as fast as they can to go and find a man who's going to take care of them, provide for them, subsidize their living, right? And they seem to think that guys have to do this. And they don't realize guys don't have to do anything. They don't realize that men don't have to do anything. Men don't have to provide. Men don't have to give a woman a life better than she can provide for herself. The belief among women is that men would always want them. So hence, men would always provide for them and give them whatever they demand. And they are mistaken because a lot of women cannot accept it that if women actually have to accept reality, because women struggle to accept the truth, and if women actually have to accept reality and the way things actually are, then they have to then they realize very quickly that in this world they are powerless without men. They are defenseless without men. Because men are providers and protectors of society. They are providers and protectors of women. And it's always been like this. All right? I want you guys to see this. I hope you guys are looking at the screen. I'm going to read this to you. Okay, I know that some of it's like getting a little of it has been blocked by the screen, but I'm going to read this to you because I want you guys to really comprehend this. I want you to understand what you're looking at here. This is Chat GPT. This is Chat GPT, and I use Chat GPT for a lot of things. This is the Bing AI version of it. Okay, it's using GPT-4, and that's where Chat GPT pulls this information from. But this is actually able to pull information from the web, compile that, and then spit it back out at us. All right, and I use it to grab some quick information that I wanted to share with you guys because I throw numbers at you very often, but I want you to see it for yourself. So I asked, what's the average salary for a male in the U.S., right? So the average salary for a male in the U.S. depends on various factors such as industry, education level, location, and age. And according to one source, the median weekly pay for a male full-time worker in the U.S. was $1,070 in 2021, which translates to an annual salary of $55,640. So the median income of the average man in the United States right now is $55,640. But this is where things get pretty crazy. It varies by state. The average salary for a male, for example, in New York, is $1,972 per week, which translates to $102,544 per year in 2020. That's the average salary for a male in New York, which is pretty high. While the average salary for a male in Mississippi was $879 per week, or $45,708. Now let's ask ourselves, so what about women? What's the average American female salary? The average American female salary, the median was $899. All right. Don't forget. So earlier I told you that the average median for a male was 1,070. The median is $899, which translates to $46,748. So women on average, the median right there, men are making roughly $10,000 more than women nationally. All right. But when we're talking about, it varies by state. For example, in New York, we said that men on average make $102,544 per year as of 2020, but women as of 2020 in New York make an average of $77,012. That's roughly a $25,000 difference. So the average man in New York makes on average $25,000 more than the average woman. Right? Here's another example of this. In Mississippi, the average woman only makes $672 per week, which translates to $34,944. As I said earlier, the average man in Mississippi makes $879 per week, which translates to $45,708. That's almost a $10,000 difference. That's a big difference. So men are making significantly more money than women, and in some places they're making a massive amount. $77,000 women make on average in New York versus men who make 102,000. That's a giant $25,000 difference. That's a huge difference. All right, that's a huge difference. All right, a quarter more. That's a huge difference. Now let's go forward. Let's look at this. All right, because it doesn't just end there. What percentage? What percentage of men in America make $100,000 or more? 17%. Around 17% of all men in the U.S. earn $100,000 per year. Okay, 17%. Now here's where things get very interesting. Here's where things get pretty interesting. When it comes to women, and I've given you this statistic before. Women, the percentage of women in the in America who make a salary of $100,000 a year or more is roughly around 8.4%. So around 8.4% of all women in the US earn $100,000 or more. 8.4%. So if you take that and you double it, you get close to 17%. Okay? 16.8. So you get close to 17%. So men make twice as many men, or slightly more than twice as many men, make $100,000 a year. All right, compared to women where it's only 8.4%. It's a massive difference. Massive difference. Only 17% of men in the U.S. make $100,000 or more a year, but only 8.4% of women make $100,000 a year or more. All right. So men, double the number of men make $100,000 or more per year compared to women. That's a huge number, and yet women say that they want men who make at least 100. Well, hundreds. You make hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars a year to meet their needs, when most women don't even come close to that. The average American woman is only pulling in $46,000 a year versus the average American man pulling in $55,000. And twice as many men in the U.S. make $100,000 a year versus the number of women who make $100,000 a year. And there's a lot of you dudes who think that, oh, they're in a great place, they're powerful. Guys, this is all the media talking how powerful women are, how empowered they are, and how great and that they can do anything. Guys, the only reason why women are able to do the things with money that they're able to do is because men are clean, because they have the government and they have men. When you have these strong, empowered women that say that, they don't feel that it's supposed to be 50-50 in the household because they're going out and earning their own money. In most cases, you have to understand how the money is spent in the household. The man is responsible for all of the bills. His money is their money, and her money is her money. He can't tell her how to spend her money. He can't ask her for any of that money. If she chooses to help in the house, she can. But in most households, when a woman works, whatever she earns belongs to her, and she can do whatever she wants with it. And then you have these same women that are saying that it needs to be 50-50 because she's out there earning her $40,000 a year and spending it however she wants to, while the man, his income is being used to pay for everything. How insane is that? You're in a relationship and you're covering all the bills, and then your wife says, it needs to be 50-50 in here. You need to contribute more to the household too, because I'm making part of the money. But you're not contributing it to the house. You're doing whatever you want with that money. It doesn't matter. Guys, you don't have to do more for a woman than she can do for herself. You have these girls working at McDonald's making $30-something thousand a year, if even that, and they want to date millionaires. And the reason, and the thing is about guys, if you look at what's happening, you have a lot of women who say they've dated. Oh, I dated an NBA player. You didn't date an NBA player. You didn't date an NBA player. You hooked up with an NBA player. Like all these women, a lot of these women are they're not being honest with themselves. All right, they're lying. They'll show you a picture with them and this NBA player. They're like, yeah, me and him dated. We actually dated for a while. You did he? Where did he take you? Where did he take you? Did he ever take you out to eat? Oh no, we used to like to dine in. Listen to me. He hooked up with you a few times, guys. You realize? Do you realize that in a lot of cases, these NBA players, these athletes, they'll hook up with these women not even a couple of times, one time, and then they move on to the next one. And then these women will turn around and say, "Oh, I dated this person. Oh, I dated this player or that player." They'll call a hookup a date. It's crazy. It's crazy. You because it's what's amazing is that all these women who go on these, they'll go away with these rich guys, and somehow they think that they're in relationships with them, and they're absolutely not. They're not. You're not in a relationship. You're literally just. It's literally just. You're literally just going there. You're in a you have a physical. You have a tryst with them, and then that's it. Some of these guys have their wives too. It's like women can't handle the truth. They'll create a false narrative in their heads so that they can cope with the truth that you were never he was never yours. You were never together, not even for a moment. You know, like I said, guys, all these jobs, and when I say jobs are being taken out by AI, it goes further than that. Because right now you have OF models, and AI. AI is basically is basically creating virtual girlfriends, and is creating virtual pictures of women as well. That's right. This AI is generating pictures of virtual women, and it's create and these men can also talk to AI. So you have these advanced chatbots that are now using AI, and these men can have conversations with the chatbots, and it can emulate a real girlfriend and the personality of a person. It can emulate the personality of a person. Okay, and give and respond the way that person would respond, and talk the way they would talk. Yeah. And these men are spending massive amounts of money to talk to chatbots. This is I will say that this only proves that these guys, that there's a real serious problem with these guys when they will happily spend $10 a minute to talk to a chatbot. Okay, that's some real, that like thirst isn't thirst that's not even the word for this. Illness. But that just illustrates that these jobs, that it's being automated out. Like ladies, your competition is here. Men are like, not only are their jobs being replaced by AI in the workforce, but their positions as girlfriends, that's also being replaced. And eventually this technology is going to get cheaper. Eventually you're going to have, guys using the chatbots are going to be a lot cheaper. Like right now it's crazy expensive because it's new technology, but there's going to be tons of them in the future. All right, some of them will come via subscription models, and you're gonna have a lot of guys having a relationship with the chatbots, and it won't be chatbots. They'll have holograms, because they have holograms now, and they'll have conversations with their hologram. Okay, because there was a guy who was like dating a hologram for a while, and but then the software didn't work anymore. But that's what's going to end up happening. You're going to have the holograms, and guys are going to talk to the hologram like in these containers, and or via screen or via their phone. It doesn't matter. All right, but they're going to talk to their virtual girlfriend, and it's going to be and that's going to be enough for a lot of guys. That will be 100. Not only will be enough, it'll be preferred because they won't actually have to speak to it. They won't have to worry about the dangers of what happens if I'm talking to a real, a real flesh and blood person and something goes wrong. With a chatbot or with an artificial intelligence, they don't have to worry about that. And they can look at the screen and it looks like they have a real person, on the other side. In fact, it's going to be better because now they can have an anime girl, they can have a waifu, okay? So they can have like they can have a girl designed to their very liking. They can create like a girl designed to their very liking that'll say whatever they want to hear and so forth. And eventually that will we have girl bots right now, and the technology is very early, but eventually don't forget this, the AI will be placed into the girl bots. So these guys will have their girl bots and they'll talk to their girl bots and they'll have their girl bots in their beds and hugging them and cuddling them and being intimate with the girl bots. And of course you're going to hear women are going to say that this is terrible and it affects women and children. It's a part of grape culture. It's a form of grape. And I mean, come on, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And while they're spouting these types of things, the same women spouting these things are going to be the same women talking about soft girl era. All right? The same women that are saying that they need to ban this type of stuff, ban men from dating girl bots and AI are going to be the same women, and it won't happen. They're going to be the same women who are going to be out there trying to live soft girl lives. All right? And a lot of them, you're seeing it now, are going to try to use Jesus. Jesus doesn't want man to be alone. Jesus wants you to be with a flesh and blood human being. And you guys know what you're doing is wrong and you need to repent for it. Excuse me? You need to repent for it? Come on. I told y'all this was coming, and now you're going to see it manifest into it. You're going to literally see it manifest. And I want y'all to be ready for it. I want y'all to be ready for this new world because we are entering into this new world. And it's going to be massive. It's not going to be a joke. You have to be prepared for it, guys. So you need to be learning crypto. You need to learn AI. You need to be learning how to master these platforms. All right. Imagine if people had been mastering crypto when it first came out, like back in 2013, 2012, before when Bitcoin was like $1. Come on. AI is fresh right now. You need to be on the cutting edge of this thing. You need to be on the cutting edge, and you need to update your skill sets. Do the work that guys. There's so many different remote jobs out there, but you need to be willing to learn and to adapt. I don't care if 60. It doesn't matter if you're 60. It doesn't matter if you're 70. You can adapt. You can adapt, and you're gonna have to adapt. You'll find what you can do, and you have to develop your skill sets. And that's going to give you the freedom to work from anywhere in the world and make massive amounts of money. Some of you, let me tell you something. A lot of you guys are going to have so much value because this is the thing. This is what the Filipinos want just one man for themselves. Because one American man, one man from the UK, one man from Aussie, man from California is worth 10 of theirs. I want you all to understand, one Western man is worth 10 of theirs in terms of the income that they're going to provide and the utility that they're going to provide to these women. One Western man is worth 10 of the men from their country. 10. Because a lot of those men they're not gonna provide for their wives. They're not even that compassionate. A lot of these guys have multiple women. So they're locking down guys that are tall compared to the guys that are in their countries. They're locking down men that are dedicated and that want to be fathers, that are not out in the streets. And they're locking down guys that are making with huge incomes. Imagine a guy with $70,000 making $70,000 in one of these countries. That's a massive amount of money. They're gonna like kings. And then think about this carefully. You have guys now going over there that are making $100,000 a year and over $100,000 a year. Think about the lives that they are giving to these women. It's literally, it is literally like hitting the lottery for these women. It's literally like hitting the lottery for these women. It's true. Because they are getting so much from these guys, from these relationships. Guys, learn AI. AI is going to begin familiarizing yourself. I'm going to have a package coming out for you that's going to help you to understand how AI works and everything. That's what I love to do. I love to teach. But you guys need to be on your P's and you need to be on your Q's. And you need to be willing to learn, because that's what's going to give you freedom. A lot of women are not willing to learn. They're not going to upgrade their skill sets. They're going to say it's too hard. And that's where you are going to gain the advantage. All right? By the way, guys, if you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications to never miss another video again, and like the video, because it tells YouTube you're enjoying the content, you want to see more of it, and they'll show you more of it. Guys, AI will make men rich and women poor as passport bros leave. You need to be on your P's. You need to be on your Q's. You need to get your work done. That's all I have for you right now, guys. Let me know what you think about everything we discussed here in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA. Been walking away. And cheers.